So welcome to day 2 of the Booking Boot Camp 2014. So did you guys all say your affirmations this morning first thing? You guys remember to do that? Yeah? Or
yes.
After you read? Oh, very good, Rick. If you forgot to do that part, print out read them each day. First thing, last thing, and 5 or 6 times in between. And remember, say it out loud with a smile, with enthusiasm, like you mean it. Okay? And so we heard from a few people. How did the calls go? Anybody want to share how their calls went and anything that they might have learned or gotten out of it they want to share?
Sure.
All right, I heard a very enthusiastic sure.
I think it was David.
Okay. David.
So I've been in business for going on 4 years now. And I did boot camp. I think it was your first incarnation of boot camp.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I failed miserably. And I made a promise to Karen that I was going to do this. And I waited, of course, for the last minute because that's how I operate. And I got on the phone and I made like 15 calls and I got 2 bookings. And I thought, well, I did it. I got bookings. And then I spoke to my director who said that wasn't the assignment. The assignment was 50 calls. The outcome was not the point. It was the exercise that was the point. And I made her very, very nervous. And I got up this morning and I said, okay, I promised I was going to do this, and I did it. Now, I don't want you all to think that I only did it because it was a promise. I did it because I knew how helpful it was going to be, and it was good. So at the end, it was 11:30, and I'm going, oh my God, I have to get this done, and I'm making phone calls, and I said, let me see how many I've made, and I went back and I counted, and I went, oh gee, I made 60 calls.
Wow.
And it didn't even scratch the surface of who I could have called. These were just, because I've been in business a lot longer than a lot of people, these were just past hosts. And so many of them were receptive to hearing from me. No one was rude. No one was annoyed. If they couldn't talk, they said so. If there was no answer, I hung up, and 2 people called back to see who it was, and we had lovely chats. And I think the percentage of people who actually answered was a little higher than I expected. And then it's like Karen and Michelle did yesterday, then it's like, oh, what do I say? But the first couple of calls are a little tricky because you just have to, Karen and I were talking, you just have to find your voice. But once you find it and you start banging out those phone calls, it's amazing how quickly they go because you hang up if nobody answers. And then you talk to the people who they were all, those people who could talk were genuinely glad to hear from me. And it even for somebody who's doing it this long, it's a great exercise to show that we are not bothering people, we're not imposing upon people, that people actually do think of us when they use their products, and they're glad to hear from us. And so it was a remarkable exercise, because for those of you who don't know me, this was so far out of my comfort zone. It's just not something I ever think of doing, although it should be done on a regular basis, and then you only have to make 10 calls.
Well, and the point of the 50 is to not think about who deserves a call or who you should call, because when we decide who we call, we're deciding based on probably who we think are going to meet our needs.
Exactly.
When we're just calling to make 50 calls, it's just about call every customer, find out what their needs are, if anything. Whether it's, here's an idea for your deep covered baker that you haven't touched since the day you got it, or whether it's, oh my goodness, you have a broken item, let me get that replaced for you. Mel ended up at the party because someone needed a replacement part, and she offered it as incentive if they had a party. So, I mean, all these things are, if we call enough people, and even if the answer is no, thank you, it took me to 52 calls to get my first yes in the books. And So, but before that, I had a lot of great conversations, and even if I didn't get that booking in the calendar, I would have felt really good about the customer service that I gave. It's about meeting their needs, and this is the kind of thing that separates us from the place at the mall that just sells an item and then lets them walk out for the duration. It's the customer service that we give. So, all right.
Also, just one quick thing is that I really envied the new people doing this, because you guys have a hook, so to speak. Hi, I've been in business for 6 months. You were at some of my first parties, and I'm just calling to follow up because I want to be a really good consultant. And one of the things I needed to do was just check with all of you people who were at some of my first parties. Thank you so much for helping me get my business started. Now, how can I help you? Is there stuff you need, recipes for? I mean, it's just such a natural sort of progression that when you're new, you can play the new card for at least a year, if not more, and just say, I'm trying to be a really good consultant. So this is what I'm doing. Do you need help with anything? And it's beautiful the way people just say, wow, that is so cool.
Yeah. And despite the fact that there isn't a blizzard going on, a lot of people are in today. They've canceled a lot of schools. And so even though today's assignment isn't going to be focused on the phone, if you find you're on a roll or you didn't get all the calls in that you wanted to yesterday, you can keep dialing today. If you feel like you were finally, getting on a roll, you can keep doing that. But you still have to do the assignment for today too. Okay, so today is all about Facebook. And in preparation for today's call, I talked with a number of consultants that I know, actually from around the country, including Brandis Schindeldecker. If any of you have seen her Facebook page, you know she's quite good at what she does.
Yay, Brandis.
What's that?
I said, yay, Brandis. She's the master of Facebook.
Yeah, go Brandis. And I wanted to get tips from them on not just how they built their page, but how they get bookings, because that's our goal, how they get bookings from Facebook. And what I heard from them is that while it's good to build your likes on your professional page, and while it's good to get interaction and get people to share things because then more people are going to see what you post, when it came to getting bookings, what I heard from them is that they didn't usually get bookings from posts. They got bookings from personal conversations. So yes, it's good to have more likes. It's good to have more friends so that you can have more conversations. And I was a little bit surprised when I heard. So how do you get more friends? Well, part of your assignment today is go to your Facebook page. I'm assuming you all have a Facebook page, and go to your profile page by clicking on your name, and then click on friends. It'll have a little box under your thing. They'll say friends. And under that, there are two things that you can do. One is you can see friend requests. I apparently have 92 of these, I discovered yesterday. 92 friend requests that I have totally not known about. Okay? So go ahead and see if you have any friend requests in there that maybe you didn't know you had or you ignored at the time. Scroll through and accept the ones that you want to accept, and you can build your friend list that way. You can also, to the right of that, click on a thing that says find friends, because Facebook will make suggestions to you. They will bring up people's names that maybe you have that are in common with other people you're already friends with. Okay, so you can click on that. It'll make suggestions. You don't have to accept all of them, but it will probably bring up people that you know. So you can send them friend requests, and it's just a click of a button to do that. You can also get your list of past hosts and customers of yours and send them friend requests. Just type their name in the box at the top. It'll show you a picture of them, so you know it's the one that you're looking for. It'll tell you where they live, so you can, if they have a common name, you can find the one you're looking for and send them a friend request. So you can build your friends this way, or if you have a professional page, you can build your likes by, sending them a friend request and then asking them to like your professional page. So that's part of your assignment today is to build your friends. And you can definitely continue this long after boot camp is over. by, every time you schedule a party, if you're helping your hosts set up events on Facebook, they probably have to friend you, or you have to friend them in order to be able to do that. So, if you're not already doing that, start doing that. I know a lot of you are already doing that, but you could definitely do that. It builds up the friends, and it helps you really host coach ahead of the show and really connect with customers ahead of the show through Facebook. Then another part of your assignment is going to be in the next 24 hours to get on Facebook 4 different times. Okay. One of the times has to be before 10 a.m. One of the times has to be after 10 a.m. And the other 2 times can be whenever you want. Because the thing about Facebook that's different from the phone, we can't really call customers before 9 a.m. But if you're up early in the morning, you exercise at 6 a.m., you can get on Facebook and see who has green dots next to their name. And this is what I mean about when you get on. You want to look on the right-hand side, and it'll list your friends that you have, and you'll see green dots. That means they're on Facebook or potentially on. A lot of people think I'm on because I leave Facebook open and then I leave, like to go shopping, and I come back and there's people have left me messages because they're under the impression I'm on there. So so that could be the case, but it means Facebook is open and potentially they're on there. You can certainly start a conversation at 6 o'clock in the morning with someone who's on Facebook when you see a green dot there. You'd never call them in a million years without permission at 6 a.m., but you can certainly start a Facebook conversation with them like, hey, you're up early. Is it your New Year's resolution like mine to get up early and exercise? And just start a conversation. Another thing, of course, is you probably wouldn't call a customer after 9 p.m. But if you're on Facebook at 10:30 or midnight and you see a green dot, you can start a conversation. Wow, you're up late. You're a night owl. What are you doing up at this hour or something like that? So 4 times throughout the day, because you're going to get different people. That's my phone, sorry. You're going to get different people on at different times of the day. So it's sort of like when you go to the gym. When you go to the gym at 5 o'clock or 5:30 every single day, you see the same people. But when all of a sudden you go to the gym at 9 o'clock one morning because you decide you're going to go into work late or whatever, you see a completely different group of people. Same thing is going to be true on Facebook. So check in at different times of the day. You will see different people on there at different times, and you can start up these conversations. Another thing is, does everybody on here have a professional page? Holler out if you do not. Okay, I'm not hearing anything. Yep, everyone's got it. Okay. Way to do that is you'd go onto your personal page and click the help button and type in opening a professional page, and up will come the directions on how to do that. It probably won't take more than 5 to 10 minutes to do that. But you know what? That's low on the list of priorities today. Today is all about getting on Facebook and starting these conversations. And again, don't start jumping in, talking Pampered Chef. Just start conversations with people, and it's a new year. You can wish them a happy new year. Oh, hey, fancy seeing you on here. Hey, did you have a good holiday? Happy New Year to you. And then you can say, what's new with you? And what do most people say when you say, what's new with you? I'm not hearing anybody anymore. Is everybody muted, or am I gone? You don't hear me? Usually when I ask somebody who's new, they will tell you it. And you'll say, hey,
Karen.
Muted. I can't hear you. David, your mouth is moving, but I can't hear anything. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Karen. I'll let you know what's going on. I've got everybody muted so that no one else overrides you when you're talking. So maybe the best thing is to have them post their questions in the chat box, and you can respond to them individually.
Okay. So can you see that chat box in case I miss it?
Yep.
Okay, so let me know if people have questions. Actually, I'll just finish up what I'm saying, and then you can ask questions at the end. Okay, so So start conversations. Again, don't start jumping in talking about Pampered Chef. Just, hey, what's new with you? Happy New Year, that kind of thing. And then once the conversation's going, you can say, oh, by the way, and you can then bring in Pampered Chef. You can say, oh my gosh, by the way, if you have set a huge goal and these are friends of yours, you can say, by the way, I've set a really lofty goal for 2014. And then, and say, I want to take my family to Disney, or, whatever it is, just a little bit about you. And then it's all about how you can help them. And the great news is, alongside this goal, Pampered Chef has offered the best special they've ever offered to host before. Do you want to see the link? And click the link right in there and they can check out the link. If I get into what I think is a rather lengthy, what could be a lengthy conversation on Facebook, sometimes after a minute or two, I'll just say, can I call you? And they'll almost always say, yes, they're awake. They're awake. And so if it gets to be cumbersome, just know that you can always say, hey, can I give you a quick call? And finish the conversation live where you can have that interaction. It's hard to overcome a hesitation that someone might have strictly on Facebook. So if your life allows it, say, can I give you a call and finish that call on Facebook. Okay, so today's assignment, and then I'll go to questions. Number 1, keep reading your affirmations 6 to 8 times a day out loud with a big old smile with enthusiasm in front of a mirror if possible. If you didn't dial 50 times yesterday, keep dialing today in little pockets of time. Then again, choose 4 blocks of time that you can get on Facebook, early in the morning, late at night, and 2 times during the day. Start email conversations with people that have green dot. Initiate as many conversations as it takes to have at least 10 conversations that mention the Pampered Chef January host bonus, okay? Remember, don't start by jumping in, talking Pampered Chef. And if you just, don't copy and paste the same thing into 10 messages and sit back and wait. You mentioning it to them is not a conversation, okay? So this has to be 10 conversations. For your blocks of time, like I said, one's got to be before 10 a.m., one has to be after 10 a.m., and the other 2 can be whenever you want. And then if you haven't done so already, set up the professional page. If you have one, if someone isn't interested in a party right now, offer them other options like a Facebook show, or hey, could you just go like my professional page, or a referral like that, like Michelle talked the other day, to say I'm offering a referral bonus if you know anybody who might be interested. One of my strong booking leads that I'm following up with today is actually a referral, a customer of mine who cannot have a party right now, but her sister just moved into a new home and she says she needs to have a party. So definitely those referrals, don't forget about those. Okay, so now I will open it up to questions.
You guys can type your questions in the chat box. If you want me to unmute you, I can see your faces, so just wave your hand and I'll unmute you. David, yep, hold on, David.
Okay.
There you go, David.
Keeping me from talking is like...
I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Karen, you said before 10 a.m. and after 10 a.m., or do you mean after 10 p.m.?
Yes, thank you. 1 block of time before 10 a.m., 1 block of time after 10 p.m., and then 2 other times.
Okay, and the other thing I wanted to say is, it's like, we have to make 50 phone calls. There, I made them. Okay, and then you want to move on to the next thing, but I think an addendum to that assignment is also, and follow up with everyone you said you were going to follow up with in a timely manner. That even though we have the Facebook challenge going on at the same time, we still need to go back to all those people we talked to who want us to get back in touch with them. And not to forget about that. Yes,
please, and thank you. And remember, you guys have chosen a date for your own shows for your customer appreciation or whatever you're calling them for the new year. So remember that as a backup. If it's a no thank you to a party right now, hey, I'm having this customer appreciation event where I'm going to be raffling off a lot of free products. Would you like me to include you on the invitation list for that? And almost everybody will say, sure, invite me to that. So that's a nice way to end on a happy note. So, okay.
I totally forgot to do that yesterday. Totally.
That's okay.
I panicked about my own party and then totally forgot to mention it to anyone.
Yeah. So you can still do that today.
Yeah.
And did anybody have anything that they want to share that they thought was just, maybe a surprise that happened yesterday that they think other people need to hear about in case they bump into the same thing? It was just, some happy little thing that just worked out really well that you want to share that other people can
Once
use.
you get going and the ball starts rolling, you don't want to stop. It's really weird. I didn't want to stop, so but I got to.
Rick and I are the kings of I'll call later kind of thing, and then here we are both. We did it, and it turned out to be really positive.
And you know what? I like I said, people are emailing me with the shows and the leads. I mean, this is amazing. And now stay the course all the way through. And like I said, if in between times that you're on Facebook, you want to make a few more calls because you're thinking, I didn't quite get on that roll yet, but I'm thinking I want to get on that roll, then yeah, keep making those calls because, again, a lot of people are home today with the cancellations of schools and things. Okay, well, good luck, everybody. Keep in touch. Please email me your blocks of time that you are going to be checking on Facebook, and let me know where you are so far. Some of you have told me your bookings so far, but if you haven't done that already, let me know because I want to keep track of how many new parties we get scheduled each day. And Mel says you missed a lot of the call. That's okay. It's been recorded. You can check back in and start. Okay? All right, good luck, everybody. Have a great day.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye.